and good morning from a very, very windy Greek Isles, and we are still in the process of docking. We have what I'm assuming is a tug boat or a guide boat that is positioned very close to the Fantasy. The thrusters have been going, give or take, for probably about an hour now, and the only criticism I ever have of staying in an aft or forward room is that the further back you are, the more you can feel the thrusters. So this is not as bad for us as when we were on the Dream in November of 24, because we were right at the back of the ship, as in we literally had a balcony that overlooked the rest of the ship, and yeah, needless to say, it was an exceptionally rough experience at times. Now I'm just intrigued to see if at any stage we need to somewhat be pushed, because I'm not sure how much progress we are or are not making. However, the good news is that our breakfast has arrived, so we ordered a few bits here and there. So some apple juice over there for me, some Danish pastries and a few bits, and I'm pretty sure that might well be what Danielle's ordered. But yeah, plenty of good options and choices that have arrived. We did just give a little tip to the gentleman as a thank you, and there is some milk as well for the likes of the tea as well. So it looks quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wait. We left room service. I don't know why that's rattling so much.
I just said it's part of being either at the forward or the aft.
Love it.
Anyway, we need to get ourselves sorted because we have our excursion. As far as we are aware, we still have the excursion. It is exceptionally windy out there.
Yeah, I have had the notification to say that it's going to be bumpy, so guests with motion sickness, take precautions is what it says.
I'm the person that suffers with seasickness that needs to take precautions, so I will, just for coverage, put a couple of patches on behind my ears, which will last for 24 hours, but I won't need them that long. We have both said that we are absolutely drained, so we got back to our room last night. Some additional documentation did need to be signed for the DVC contract, so we were up until 1 in the morning, and then we were up again at 6. I've said to Dan, I'm 38, I can't keep doing these late nights early mornings, so we're going to need some sort of break today because we're up again early tomorrow, and yeah, I can't keep doing this. It's alright for you young'uns, isn't it?
We're going to have a cruise nap when we get back.
Yeah, so yeah, a few bits we're going to try and do to alleviate my age.
Well, I think my suggestion, hello, don't mind the hair clips, my suggestion would be we'll go to our excursion, we'll come back and have a nap, and then see how we feel after that.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
Because our excursion's not very long.
Yes.
Like 3 and a bit hours.
Yes.
So then that gives us time to...
And because we're not leaving Mykonos till 8...
We're not matching shirts, promise.
Yeah, there we go. Mine's...
a bit different.
Yeah, matching shirts, a bit cringy. So, yeah. But then what we'll do is we'll... If because we don't leave Mykonos till 8 tonight, because Athens is quite close as another port, because we've got golf simulator at 2, once we finish that, if we wanted to go back ashore to explore anything, we could. There is that option. So. Anyway, right on that note, we will see you later.
Coffee's calling my name.
Breakfast consumed.
Just a small smidgen of breakfast.
Yeah, I still feel horrendously bloated from 2 lunches last night and dinner.
Yeah, that's just a good point. You had quite a decent size thing in the Cabanas.
Yes, I did, yeah. So we are now docked. Yeah. That is I think I saw it say it's the Celebrity Infinity. And then there's just a fast ferries boat down there. Yeah, Greek Isles. Very, very pretty. Just about to go and fill up our water bottles upstairs. No doubt we will then get a sense of just how windy it might be outside and whether we need to come back and pick up any extra apparel, because it's apparently 22 degrees out there today, so maybe a day where the wind has taken the edge off the heat and we may need spirit jerseys or cardigans.
I didn't even think about that. I think today could also be a hat day for both of us, because where we're going, because it's an island of ruins, there's no shade at all.
Very true, so yes.
So I think it's going to be a hat day, so I'm going to be very mismatched with my blue hat and my red, my off-red shirt. It matches my shorts, so let's go upstairs. My eye is twitching.
Tired, that's why. You know what we could do with Dan?
A nap.
A nap.
We're going to have a cruise nap later. A cruise nap is a fundamental part of a cruise.
And so even this early they are starting to get things out like deck chairs, and the wind is very blowy in exposed areas. You might be able to see the signs flickering where they've done wet paint and wet varnish, but yeah, it's also just showing how clear it can be here. Clean up after yesterday. And then just to the other side of the ship that we couldn't see from where we were, just simply because of the angle, there was another cruise ship, Mano Cruise. Looks like a much smaller cruise ship, probably even smaller than the Magic and the Wonder, I'd say, that one. But yeah, we're just filling our drinks up, and then we are heading down to the theatre for our excursion. Yeah, we have to follow our leader. It's like the weirdest game of Simon Says, or follow the leader, or probably the world's weirdest conga line. But yes, we are. Would appear our excursion is definitely going ahead. So I'm glad I've got the patches on behind my ears. And once again, the world's weirdest conga line just stops right here. I can see why it was difficult for us to board this morning, or to dock. Wow, this is windy. This is our tender boat to Delos Island.
Yeah, there's also 50. You're right, though. That is how you say it.
Yeah. The whispers that we've got down. Do you want to just show the whispers? Like,
I can hear fine.
You're saying you can hear. I'm catching probably every third word. The interference is quite strong. I'm hoping it kind of eases off when we get onto the island. That journey was abusive. If you suffer from seasickness, make sure you take some damn travel sickness pills, because that was awful for half an hour. Anyway, we are on Delos Island. There are cats everywhere, so that's where Danielle is. She's off with the cats. So it does actually look quite nice, quite pretty. The sea is a beautiful shade of turquoise. That is the hell boat that we came in on.
I put my hat on as well because it's quite hot.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going that way.
Oh, okay, we're following the crazy lady.
Toilets.
Oh, toilets to the left.
Place where they had placed a tomb dedicated to a Roman general. Don't know who and how, because we don't have historical fonts, so we cannot identify that.
So what she's basically explaining is how a lot of this is to do with former Roman generals and the impact of two earthquakes that happened on the island historically, and the damage they caused, but that these are two of the bigger sort of tombs for these Roman generals, and a lot of this is still natural from times gone by. The explanation we've just been given is that a lot of this used to be sort of houses and shops, so she's just described it as mercantiles, and you can just, you know, imagine how this would have looked in ancient times. Interesting construction has lasted this long, and yet in the UK most roads don't last 2 years. problem we've got with this tour is our guide over there, holding number 14, her earpieces keep cutting out anytime she goes behind a wall. So we're kind of really not getting the benefit of this tour at all.
I think it's something to do with water, because it comes out over there and then they've made a little bridge and it goes down over there.
Yeah. But it's really, really difficult to comprehend what's going on. It takes a lot for both of us to be unhappy. But this is really, really poor by Disney. Our tour guide has just gone off somewhere. We've got people around us nobody can hear. There are too many tours, too many people. There's one other cruise ship that's got a tour on here as well. It's just chaos. So our plan is we're going to keep doing the rest of this. It looks really nice. Like, up there. We've got loads of stuff that we can see. It looks really good. I will say it's all really pretty and it is all very historic, and I'm absolutely certain that there's a lot of significant historical information here. We're just not picking it up. There are 43 people in our tour group, aren't there? And we've just watched a celebrity tour go past with only 34. I'm not sure that, 9 people make that much difference. But you're looking at the width of these corridors. We're being asked to make space for people at times for 3 tours to try and fit through this. And it's just not possible. Hello. Thank you. So we think, because again, we still can't hear her very well if at all. We think this is a theatre. But again, to give you an idea, that's where our tour guide is. We can't hear her. On our whispers, we can't hear her at all. So yeah, it's interesting that sometimes I think I complain a lot. The fact that loads of other people around us are saying exactly the same is suggesting it's not just me. There we go. There's literally a sign there that literally says theatre. I mean, you can kind of see circular environment, big stage at the front. I'd imagine this is backstage where they keep all the rest of the cast. All the spare sandals they would have needed in Roman times. So, we're on the move again. Just so you're aware what our plan is, when we get back to the boat at 10:45, it will take us about half an hour to go back across to Mykonos. We are then going to go into Mykonos town very briefly before we have something at 2. Once we've then done the golf simulator, we will go and talk to guest services about this tour, and we will let you know what the outcome is of all of that afterwards. But so it'll just be a case of...
If we go to the Lions, we'll show you some footage. We're meant to go to the Lions, but...
Yeah, apparently we may have already been to them, I don't know, but...
We haven't.
Oh, we haven't?
No.
Okay. That is what all of this was, and is currently under protective measures to try and preserve what is left. And they are trying to reconstruct it where they can, but now there's a bit more open space. Everyone's closer to our guide, which actually is helping us to understand that all of this would have been sort of covered areas, almost like baths, places for people to get dressed and to kind of come together as a collective. But it does just show you how the elements can take their toll on things after over a millennia.
They remain the same. This one is of 6th century BC, statue that it was high above 10 meters approximately, and representing Apollo, because it was actually inaugurated Apollo. And one of the Naxians.
So we have finally made it to the Lions of Delos. There is our tour guide, more worried about her social life than she is the tour. But yeah, very scenic, very pretty, and yeah, definitely a shame we've not been able to understand more about all of the background. But oh, my wife is beckoning me. Thoughts, my dear?
On what? What am I giving my thoughts on?
The lions.
They're cool.
Did you understand anything about them?
No. I'm going to Google it when we get back. I have no idea what's going on.
No. Again, the more the tour's gone on, the more people around us have been going, yeah, this isn't good enough. So I think guest services may be busy when we get back. So for reference, because we had no idea about this.
Oh, there you go, Disney Cruise Line.
There you go, Disney Cruise Line shuttle this way. I'm assuming this is the one for the cruise. That's fine. So we could just jump on here.
That's Celebrity.
That's Celebrity, so our one's just here, right. For reference, this tour takes you into Mykonos at the end. It does not take you back to the place you started.
Oh, there's a cast member there anyway.
So it does help that there are cast around here. Secondly, do not sit on the top of the boat on the way back from Delos Island.
Otherwise you look like this.
Otherwise you get absolutely caked in seawater and you then have a stinging face for the next hour and a half whilst you're walking around Mykonos. Lessons learned from Paul and Danielle.
My face is covered in salt.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a wonder. The plan was potentially to go back. Then we were going to sort ourselves out and then come back this afternoon. But I kind of feel like we've abandoned that plan now.
Because we're here, we didn't know we were getting dropped off here.
But I think we'll have a chat about what we're going to do, because I kind of feel like with all the salt water on me.
I think we'll probably just have a little bit of a walk around and then
Yeah,
head back.
so, right, back in a bit. Yeah, so after a bit of a brief discussion, we have decided that we are too uncomfortable and caked in seawater and salt and sand from just coming back from Delos Island, that we are going to go back to the ship. We are going to get ourselves sorted, grab some food, go to guest services to talk about this. Get changed, do the golf simulator, and then the minute we're finished on the golf simulator, we are coming straight back over. We just want to be comfortable, don't we? That's the thing. So, and at the moment we aren't. So yeah, we will see you, I think, back on the Fantasy. That's highly unusual to get all the way up the lift, all the way through, this way down. Hello, not bad, thank you, and you?
Excellent, thank you so much.
Good. Thank you. Cabanas it is, which is off to our left. So we've decided Cabanas, I mean the ship is empty, so this should be an opportunity for us to actually film a little bit of Cabanas.
Put my hat on for a
Yeah.
I look cool.
Yes, Daniel, always. So yeah, opportunity for us to show you Cabanas. We're then going to shower. Then, after we've showered and we've eaten our Cabanas lunch in our room, that's when we're going to go and talk to guest services. We've then got the golf simulator, which we'll take you to. And after the golf simulator, we are going to head back over to Mykonos because we do want to explore the town for a few hours. So yeah, we are going to get ourselves sorted. Let's show you what Cabanas is like. So there are two other ships. There is Celebrity and what was the other one? MSC, wasn't it? So here we are. Oh, perfect! It's so quiet. So this is a good idea for you as to what it's like on a port day. Pizza, so sausage pizza there, normal cheese pizza, then chicken tenders, breaded fish nuggets. You've got mac and cheese, veg. There is normal sticky rice, French rice. So French rice, French fries even, Paul, Jesus. They've got bread as well, options. Behind there is some more vegetable fried rice, behind the captains and everything. Bit of a repetition, there are some potato rosties, chicken breast grilled, more veg, different types of sandwiches and the likes. You've then got some gnocchi there as well, some farfalle pasta. Fabio, you pleased the other day about the result? Yeah, you won? And then this tends to be one of the slightly less popular options, salad. There's also a lot here in terms of, this is where the lobster and the prawns are, drink station again just behind us. And as we go over that way, that's where we were showing you the other day about some of the selections for various continental options and the speciality offerings they have. In the end, we decided to go for a little bit of a mix. Dan went for a normal cheese tomato pizza with a slice of prime rib, mac and cheese. There is some grilled chicken breast under there as well. She also put a cookie on, which is an interesting choice to put with chips, but there we go. I've gone for some special fried rice, chicken tenders, the sausage pizza, mac and cheese and chips. So very straightforward for us. We brought a couple of drinks down. We're going to crack on with this because we do want to get ourselves showered and clean. We feel absolutely atrocious, so we'll see you very soon. I have just been downstairs to guest services. Two things. I haven't told my wife this, just literally picked up the camera.
I'm learning it at the same time as you.
First and foremost, this ship is dead. Like, it's empty. I've seen two people learning how to draw Mickey.
Really?
and then one person walking through the atrium. However, first and foremost, you'll be pleased to know golf simulators move to sea day at 3 p.m.
Brilliant, so we can go straight out.
We can go straight out. With port adventures, so I have raised our concerns around the tour guide, and he has, because it is port adventures and it is not an internal cruise thing, as in it's not like the sports simulator that we used on the Dream that was useless.
They outsource basically.
Because it is port adventures, they outsource to a vendor. My constructive feedback of where our expectations were versus what we received have been noted in a report, and Juan, who was the gentleman on guest services, has said what will now happen is Port Adventures will contact us directly. They will liaise with us to understand what our experience was in a greater depth, and the resolution then lies with them. So, God knows when they're going to contact us, because we're out tomorrow in Athens. We're going out this afternoon. There was nobody at the Port Adventures desk. But still, I'm sure they'll contact us when they want to. So yeah, we are now going to head straight back down to the taxi port. I'm getting there eventually. And we're going to venture over to Mykonos. And we are going to take a bit of the afternoon to wander around, explore Mykonos. My lovely wife would like to take some pictures, hence the lovely white dress for the lovely white backgrounds of Mykonos' beautiful buildings.
Also, just a thing, if you wear white, just remember sun cream makes it not white. Got it on my sleeve.
Ah, silly that.
Yeah, but also I don't want to get burned.
Also, we would like to include something from this morning on the ferry to Delos Island. Things that you hear from people. If I put my card in an ATM here, will it pull out dollars? Well, it should do. Surely it would only dish out euros. Well, at home, if I put my ATM card into the machine, I can get out euros as well. Well, it may be that you can't do that here, but we need cash. But why can't we just use dollars?
We actually got chatting to them at some point. They're actually quite nice.
They were nice people, just didn't understand the concept of foreign currency and ATMs. And as somebody who has worked in retail banking, I can assure you, banks will avoid every single opportunity they can to put foreign currency in an ATM, because they lose money on it so quickly if the markets go the wrong way. But anyway, once my darling wife has finished applying her sun lotion, we will be going down to the port, and we will see you when we get there. May even show you just how empty the ship is en route. I will say that 9 times out of 10, whenever we have had an issue on a Disney cruise and we've mentioned it to guest services,
They're very good.
they have resolved it as quick as they possibly can, and they are very, very good at the way they resolve things. So the fact that they don't want you hanging around, even to an extent, and I'll give you the story that Dan and I remember the most, was our first cruise on the Magic.
Oh yeah.
And first night that we set sail, clearly the Magic had been at sea for a few days, and all of a sudden we're laying in bed, and the next thing we know, our toilet is backing up quite badly, and we called guest services and said, just to let you know, our toilet's backing up. And this must have been what, 10:30 at night, 11?
Yeah, potentially a bit later than that.
And they called us half an hour later to say, look, we sorted it, hopefully you just flush the toilet, see if it's working. So
It was
flushed it.
with the whole row.
It was a whole row of rooms, so they sorted it for us in that sense. We've got to go this way.
We need to go down.
Yes, we do.
Look at me getting it right.
And then the next day we came back to our room and we had like a gift bag of stuff. Like, even though we weren't unhappy, they were just like, we don't want you to leave with a negative impression. So
The champagne and Captain Marvel had just come out, hadn't it?
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
2 Captain Marvel tumblers, which was so
yeah,
good.
yeah, we have, and they're good. So and even what was it when we mentioned? We just said, we're noticing it was on the Fantasy, wasn't it, last year?
It was on this, yeah.
We said we're noticing a lot of kids going into the adults only area just
And they're very hot.
to make you aware of it, because it doesn't seem to be getting picked up. And we came back to our room the next day, popcorn, Cloudem blue.
Great, we love that. So we
They
actually
get-
took that home.
we
for
specific-
Christmas Day.
We even said to them, we don't want anything, we just want to let you know that this is happening. We don't expect anything. it's to make sure you're aware for guest experience.
Because they are really like
They
the adults area is.
they didn't care. They really didn't care. But anyway, we're heading towards the atrium. We will show you just how quiet it is. At the end of this is the atrium.
Oh, this is the time to get some pictures, isn't it?
That's exactly what Dan has just said. The time to get pictures taken if you wanted pictures taken. But look,
Okay, you just take one with me and
there is nobody. Literally nobody apart from guest services and the lovely lady over there at the entrance to Royal Court. I'm in shot apparently, so I need to move, but yeah, this is how dead it is. Oh, there's a second person, there we go. It's windy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just flashed everyone.
And welcome from a very windy Mykonos. Yeah, Dan's dress is lovely, but it is not wind friendly. This area of town, we've just literally come up the steps off to the right of the pier, technically I think it is. And yeah, we are just having a bit of a wander around. It's very, very pretty though, isn't it? And then all the way across the bay, you can see all the cruise ships. So there's a Celebrity cruise, then a Mano cruise, then there is an MSC, and then in the distance the Disney Fantasy. So yeah, we're going to take a walk through here towards the windmills are over here, you said, aren't they?
Backton by the sand.
Yeah. But you said you want to go see the windmills, didn't you?
Windmills, and then this is like iconic.
Okay.
There's an archaeological site just there.
There is. Okay. We'll show you interesting stuff when we find interesting stuff. So my first correction, as kindly pointed out by my wife, this is not a construction site, it's an archaeological site. Archaeological site even. And that's why all of it is fenced off. What I will say is that Mykonos in its narrow alleys can feel very, very busy. People are very, very friendly, but a lot of the people here are all off of tours from the cruises. And it does leave very little room for manoeuvre. So in my mind, I've been trying to work out what all of this sort of alleyways of Mykonos feels like. And the only thing I can really kind of liken it to is a Greek lanes. So if you've ever been to Brighton and you've been to the lanes, you'll know what I mean. But this is very much like an intricate set of shops, and a lot of it is souvenir shops, and a lot of it is, you know, you see ouzo wines. A lot of it is the fridge magnets. For Dan and I, that would be useless because we've got a fridge where the magnetised side is behind an integrated door. But then, similar to other areas of tourist destinations, somewhere you'll find something that's food, and obviously the locals seem to like it here. I think one thing that has become increasingly apparent as we're going around, as I'm kind of exploring Mykonos with Dan for the first time, is there are wider parts of pathways, there are much narrower parts, and you have to be patient because I think I've heard about 6 different languages alone in the 10 minutes that we've been wandering through. Church Tower up behind us, which is what Dan was referring to. Yeah, we are still trying to head our way towards the windmills. My wife has the sat-nav on her phone.
Trusting me with directions is a little bit silly.
Yeah, we've had this issue in the past, is all I'll say, is that Dan has told me to go one way and then it's transpired that that was completely the wrong way entirely. Pick your route at your own peril. But yeah, there's also, what's not helping is there is also a port adventure going on as we're walking round, and that is taking up a lot of space on the streets. I will turn around so that you can see what my wife's just gone, look at that too. I bet you don't get much for flood insurance on those houses, I will say that. And just like that, we found our way to the windmills. So I guess the key line is hug the coast, hug the inside of the lines of the streets of Mykonos and stay on the right hand side of all the trails where you can do, and sure enough you'll eventually get to the windmills. And I will say, you would have thought they'd be turning today with how bloody windy it is. Question for you, Danielle. It's an ATM.
Does it get euros or does it get dollars? Is that donkey from track?
I mean, first and foremost, your question, does that ATM do euros or dollars? I'd imagine euros. But yes, that's a very poor graphic of the donkey from Shrek.
Poor donkey.
Said donkey that we are referring to. But apparently, this donkey does the best memories of Greek souvenirs.
I can't think of... Oh, plates. They're stereotypically Greek, aren't they? Smash them.
Ouzo.
Plates.
Once again with the wind at very, very high speeds.
Singular rock under my foot. There we go.
You're right, Dan.
Yeah, I'm now.
So yeah, we're at the top where the windmills are. They're quite pretty.
I don't know what the significance is or what they do or
No.
what they are. They look cool.
This is one of those things, isn't it, where you get on Facebook on the bucket list and it goes, have you seen the Windmills of Mykonos? So for us to come over the ferry boat that we use, there's two that you can use. There is a Disney Cruise Line free shuttle,
Use that one.
which you have to use in an ideal situation. However, there is also one that costs €2.50 each way. You should avoid that one because Disney put on a free one and it is pretty regular. I'm pretty sure there are either 2 or 3 of those that run back and forth between the cruise ship and the port.
See our ship from here?
You can.
It's a nice view too. Jeez. Took me off balance.
Having just walked straight back out from that direction, earlier we went past the Giacchio Cantina and we've come out that way by taking a different route. So we're now heading straight along the seafront to go and explore a little bit else. So we've just come a little bit further round that coastline opposite the ferry and stunning little town square. Lovely windmills up the top again. But yeah, it is chaotic along the seafront, isn't it?
Yeah, we've kind of toyed with the idea that we're kind of done and we might just go back to the ship because there's free drinks and ice cream there and I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that why you turned around? You ready to go that way?
No, not quite yet. It's windy though. Like, I don't think we can underestimate just how windy it is.
I genuinely keep getting blown back.
As I say, so Captain Wesley said yesterday, 30 knots, 35 miles an hour. It feels a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to keep walking around just a little bit more, and then, to be honest, the chances are we probably will head back to the Fantasy, maybe have a bit of a chilled afternoon, maybe watch a film, maybe just chill in our room.
We could watch something on Funnel Vision.
We could have a nap.
You want a nap
I need a nap so bad.
Have a nap in the adults only area.
No, I want to go to my bed.
Comfy, nice loungers.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I need a drink though, that's what I definitely
Yeah,
need.
that's true. So we are now on the boat on the way back to the Fantasy.
Oh, did you call it a ferry?
I did, I called it a ferry, yeah, so that's why we started again. Thanks,
So it's
Dan.
going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah, we are right at the back. And so the reason you didn't see the rest of the journey back was because we didn't fancy getting absolutely drenched again like we did on the way back earlier. We are back on the Fantasy.
Still quite quiet.
It's very quiet still, it's just quite surprising, but there's a good chance when we go upstairs we're actually going to go and grab an ice cream from Sweet on You in a minute, because I would like to try something with a bit more flavour.
Might get some toppings.
Ooh, could do. Beautiful, beautiful town of Mykonos. Really, really nice.
Very busy. Too many cruise ships in.
Getting there and getting back from it is not my cup of tea. Really not my cup of tea. As Dan said, it was very busy. There are 4 cruise ships in at the minute, including the Fantasy. I hasten to say I think it's too many. And I also think the timing of tours to various parts of the Greek Isles could be better in terms of everyone going to Delos this morning.
Should have been staggered.
Absolutely should have been staggered. And then while we were over in Mykonos, I saw at least 5 different tours going on. Not just from the Disney, but then I saw 3 others from Celebrity and 1 other from Mina Cruises. Mina Cruises?
I don't know what it is.
So whatever it was, but it was busy over there and the wind was just brutal. So from that perspective, that's the only criticism I have. but it is a beautiful, beautiful town. Gonna go back to the room, gonna dump all this off, and then we're heading to Sweet on You to grab ourselves some flavoured ice cream or gelato.
Don't wear a dress.
Yeah, don't wear a dress. And also, don't stand at the back of the boat, guys, or the front of the boat, or even on top of the boat.
Anywhere
stay
outside.
inside. Just stay inside. Because, yeah, we did get wet again. Didn't we?
Yeah, I bolted inside. Yeah, that was not happening.
Not
No,
again. Not showering and getting changed for a third time today.
No, I've only got so much makeup.
So we are back up on deck, and it is a little bit blowy. Sweet on You's the other side. Sweet on You's the other side because it's outside of Cabanas.
Yeah.
So yeah, after. So we're going to go and grab our ice cream now, and then grab a drink, and then we'll see how we go from there. Even though this is a paid extra, it is really nice. So I'm probably going to go for 2 or 3 scoops. And you know what you're going to go for, Danielle?
No, I don't know what I want.
Well, let's have a look at the flavours and go from there.
I've also got like Rice Krispie treats.
But you can get a Rice Krispie treat from Vista Cafe.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's picking your poison, although they do have some very nice cupcakes. And there's a Donald Duck one there. Very difficult to say no to some of these. This one is Candy Explosion. This one is Cupcake Gelato. And this one is New York Cheesecake.
I've got E-numbers.
Daniel's smelling colours.
Well, technically, mine's boring in that it's just vanilla, but it's the unicorn vanilla, so it's multicoloured. And then to make it worse, I put chocolate sauce, marshmallows, and sprinkles over the top. Because why not?
Right, would you like to see how mine tastes?
Yes.
So this one is the Candy Explosion.
Oh, it smells blue. What does that taste like?
This one is the...
Have you tried these yet?
Not yet, no, Cupcake. Is that Cupcake? Was that what it said?
That's nice.
Was that the Cupcake one, was it?
Yeah. And then
Then-
that's the cheesecake.
This is the Cheesecake one.
The cupcake one tastes like when you buy Funfetti cake mix. It tastes like what it smells like.
Okay. Oh wow.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake one. I think that's mine. Tastes like proper cheesecake.
Yeah.
Factory.
It really does.
And then the other one was the birthday cake one. Funfetti cake mix, you're right.
Now you tell me what you think the blue one tastes like. But what does it taste like? It tastes like something so specific, but I can't think what it is. Just artificial.
I feel like it tastes like my sour worms,
Yeah.
which is why you won't like it too much.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
like
too keen on
non-sour
it.
version.
Yeah.
Anyway, how much was all this?
13, I think. It's a lot. And I've got... I think she only charged me for 2 toppings as well. And I've got 3.
How is your ice cream?
I should have got 1 scoop.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's drugs. Also, mine tastes like citrus.
Yeah, it did
Not
have
vanilla.
it did have a slightly limey, lemony.
Yeah, and there's so much of that I can take. It's nice, but 2 scoops is way too much.
I am nearly done with mine. There's a
How much more
lot.
I've got left.
Oh wow.
You'll probably be finishing it.
No, no.
Yes, yes.
Nah.
Do you know the reference?
Yeah. At least wait until I'm in the toilet.
Gooey! Okay. You alright?
Yeah. Go on, give your update.
Oh, well, I was going to say the
Because
last.
I'll know when you finish, so that I don't have to flush my wee away.
You last saw us eating ice cream. We then ate pizza. Because I don't have a sweet tooth, and when I have too much sweet stuff, my body goes, what are you doing? So I needed some cheese. We've decided that Paul needs a nap, like a child. To be fair, cruise nap is... a cruise nap is a good part of the day. I can still see you.
He's watching you.
We are unsure what we're going to do about dinner, aren't we?
Yeah,
The menu is pretty much the same as the other night. Hello.
Hi.
And as nice as it is once, we did a back-to-back where we ended up having it twice in a short space of time. It can be a bit boring. So we might do either room service or go up on deck and get something up there and bring it back down, because then you can have a burger.
The only difference, to be honest, I don't know if I can eat much more today, but the only difference between the menu this time and the menu... Well, we care because we can hear your whole damn conversation, love. Nobody needs to be that loud.
The only difference is that it's lobster night and we don't do seafood, so...
No, to be honest, we're not the sort of people that come in giving it all that. And...
We're going to let Paul
if we do decide to eat away from the restaurant, it's not because we're shellfish.
I'm going to let Paul have his nap, because otherwise these are going to get worse and you don't have to deal with them. You can skip through them. I can't. Yeah. Nap time. A cruise nap was had by all. What are you doing down there?
Cheers.
It is now 7:30. So you slept for like a good couple of hours.
I feel much better.
Yeah, I had to sleep too. We are now going down to the theatre for our first ever non-Disney show. Do you realise that?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't go to the one the other day. This is the Fly Boys. They're from the UK, that's mostly why we're going. But we caught them in the Tube for the adults only show the other night, and they were very good. So we're going to go check them out. We can't show you. Sorry. But we'll catch up with you when we get back.
Just a small note.
A small note.
Just a very small note. We obviously have been talking a little bit about the Wednesday and how bad it is. Didn't realise until a moment ago. I say a moment ago, I also thought about it earlier and it didn't seem possible. The thrusters for the ship...
They've been on all day.
...that push us against the port in the morning, they've been on.
Yeah.
All day. And I think if that doesn't give you an indictment as to how windy it is, then nothing will, because I've never known us to be in port and have the thrusters on continuously ever.
Yeah. I did see, so I looked earlier, the ships that were docked over there, they also had theirs on.
Yes.
All day, so it is windy. I've seen a lot of the wind blowing like the foam and stuff
White
across.
caps.
Yeah.
We're also planning on... We don't know what we're doing about dinner yet, do we? We
No,
really don't know.
We'll tell you when we know. We are torn because it is a good menu, but we've also already had it like only a few days ago. Unsure.
There's not really much different we can have on it is the problem.
I like what I like. You know, I don't like change. So we'll see. But the menus at the other two restaurants change quite significantly. As in they're completely different menus, so we'll definitely show you those.
And then tomorrow's technically pirate night, so it would be
Tomorrow's Paolo for us.
Yeah. So it would be our last sort of opportunity to actually go to this restaurant, because we're not going to be there tomorrow, but yeah, don't know how bothered we are by it. We'll decide probably after the show, so yeah. We need to get going.
We'll tell you when we know.
All of these bits that you can get for the shows, you can pick them up, but they are extra. Extra charges that you shouldn't have to pay for. Shouldn't have to. Anyway, we're off to... Oh yeah, that is true. Right, anyway, Walt Disney Theatre. Should we just pick our same favourite seats again, Dan?
There was like no wind out there today. How many people were woken up by the gentle vibration of the ship this morning? Yes, so was I. But I do hope, and by the way, I have to give kudos where they're delivered or where they're needed. There was a 50-50 chance with the winds that we had that we might not have been able to dock today. So Captain Wesley in the deck department did an amazing job of getting us in. And if you can feel, there's still a little bit of a vibration because we've had our thrusters on all day to keep us well alongside the pier. But I hope you enjoyed the experience today. Of course, very shortly after this show, in fact, we will be setting sail on our way to Piraeus. Who's excited for tomorrow? And you should be. In fact, tomorrow's going to be a little bit different than today because it's a different place for sure. Tomorrow's all about history, right? I know many of you probably going to the Acropolis. Many people may be going to check out where the original Olympics were held. But it is an amazing experience there, and I hope you have a wonderful time. We're expecting the ship to be cleared 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So from 6 a.m. you can make your way to the gangways, deck 1 forward and midship. Same location, we're keeping it simple. And going ashore a little bit different this time again, because you need your key to the world card for everyone. And tomorrow in Athens or in Piraeus, you are actually required once again to have your physical passports with you. So make sure you have your physical passports when going ashore. It is a requirement of the local area. So that is what you need in order to go ashore. All aboard tomorrow will be at 5 p.m. What time is all aboard?
4:45.
So make sure you're back on board no later than 5 p.m. Of course, if you're on a port adventure, make sure you look tonight where you need to be tomorrow so that you have that full enjoyment of the day. We really want you to enjoy it, but please be ready.
We've left port, and you know we've left port because
I'm glad I put shorts on that way.
the wind is so strong as we have left port. Oh my god, you feel it just running through Cabanas. It's freezing in here. The wind was so strong. Oh my god, I can hear myself. I actually felt like I had weights on my shoes as I'm walking.
I almost lost my shoes.
Yeah, so Dad's got flip-flops on. They nearly went. Right, tonight we are actually going to get room service. We've decided we are not going to have dinner in the main restaurant purely because we've eaten there before. We're not lobster fans, as we've said repeatedly today already. We're going to try room service because we've never done it, and it gives us a chance to give you an idea of what different dining options are like. But first, we've got to go out to Paolo to talk about tomorrow.
What was that? Look! It's a little Wally!
Talk about me like that.
You're a different kind of Wally. Why are you just stood in the door?
Because we need to order room service and then we're going to go and get a drink. So I'm still tired. I still don't feel...
Oh, let there be light. But isn't he absolutely adorable? Wally. You've not even seen Wally.
No, I know.
We've decided to get room service, haven't we?
Yeah, I've kind of, yeah.
But we'll talk you through how you do room service and how you find out what it is momentarily and where to find it all. So
Yes.
bear with us.
It's going to be the first time doing it for us, so yeah.
Yeah, we might actually, I think it was a good idea to go and do drinks first.
Well, we'll order room service, then go and get drinks. Because they won't bring food up instantly.
You never know.
Okay, so here is my darling wife's phone with the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app.
See, these are our plans, so yours won't look like that.
Yes.
But just wanted to show you how to get to room service, because it's not like the other ways of like looking at the menus and stuff, although it's located in the same place. So you go to Explore down the bottom, Dining, and then you scroll all the way to the bottom. There it is. Room service.
And it's 24 hours room service.
24 hours, and it's also included in the cost of your cruise. So there's no extra charge, just tip them when they bring it. And then it's got all of the options. that you can order, and you can order as many or as little as you want. All of the drinks, as you see, it says available at an additional cost. These will be additional because they'll give it to you in like a can or a bottle, so you can just go up to top deck and do it. And you just call, can't think what the number is.
It did say on the front screen, I think it's 40. So it does say a delicious...
Press 40 on your stateroom phone.
Yes.
Remember, you must be in your stateroom to receive your service order.
So there we go. So we're going to have a look at that, and we will let you know what we've ordered and when it gets here.
Yes. What have we got?
We are opening our first bottle of Cloudem with our room service. There's a reason I'm sitting down.
It's very, well, it's not very rocky. We've had worse.
But it's starting to get rocky. So there we go. I have completely messed this up. I don't know whether you'll be able to see in the neck light. Is that a bit better?
Yeah, you can see it. It looks like the sea.
So that then radiates all the way through the bottle. Bear with.
I don't know. I think you should well, actually, it's quite easy to open. Because it's only got a little pop. See? Do you know what this would be good for?
Slow-mo.
A slow-mo.
In fact, I'm going to get you to record slow-mo
On your phone?
for the second one.
Okay. Insert slow-mo here.
And so yeah, we are now just waiting. So the room service said it would be about half an hour. Really easy to order. They were really comfortable with everything and all the requests we made. And yeah, we are just waiting now, probably about another 20 minutes for our food to turn up. What?
I don't think you just caught what Paul did.
I've done it again.
Watch.
I've done it again. It's just, I did it on the first day, and like I should
Yeah.
just have known that this was going to repetitively happen. So yeah.
We'll, go on. What were you gonna say?
Like I say, we're actually going to watch a couple of the sort of programs that you can't get in the UK on Disney Plus. So one of them is now about the treasure, which is on this TV kind of system for the staterooms.
Yeah, the Wish one is now on Disney Plus UK.
Yes,
and
it is, yeah.
Definitely recommend watching it if you're
Oh,
into
yeah.
cruises. It's really
Yeah.
interesting.
That's very good. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then yeah, wait for the food to turn up, and when that comes in, we'll show you what it's like. So the lovely Winston has just delivered.
Is that his name?
His name was Winston, yeah. He's just delivered our room service. Danielle, please display the room service.
Oh. Ooh.
Wow, room service. Firstly, we have,
Chicky tendies.
and people are going to be going, you could have got that at Cabanas. We did get it at Cabanas.
Cabanas is shut right now.
Yeah.
So,
My wife being exceptionally mature at 31 years old.
just need some room.
Yeah, we didn't really think about this, did we?
Need a bigger table.
Then we have my burger.
Oh, that looks nice.
My burger does look good. And I did ask for it without pickle and without tomato. And they were very good. They did say...
There is a sauce on there.
Oh, no. They did say, is that a dietary preference or is that just personal... like, is there an allergy? I went, no, I just don't like tomato and I don't like pickle. Next we have cheesecake. That, actually, to be fair, looks pretty stunning. And this will be my soup.
Soup, baguette of bread.
Yes, baguette. And that is a, I'd leave it for the minute, Dan. Leave it for the minute. Chicken noodle soup. We will share that in a minute. Then there are...
Oh my gosh, look, you get 4 in a
Rookies.
pack.
Oh, bloody hell, we've got 8 cookies.
There's 3 in that one.
We've been shortchanged on our free food. And then milk.
Milk. And then you also get...
Sauce.
Which is good, because we didn't specify what sauces we want.
Yours does come with a barbecue sauce anyway, doesn't it?
It does.
And I think my burger comes with a ketchup anyway.
I love these, they're so cute.
Yes. So yeah, we're going to tuck into these and we'll let you know what we think as we're eating.
And you also get little salt better.
So Danielle thought there was a sauce on here. There is not. It's actually just the cheese that's melted in quite nicely. I'm going to chuck some ketchup on this and then we'll see what it's like. But look, it smells really good and it looks quite good as well. So the chicken tenders are just the chicken tenders.
Salt.
Actually, the chips are already salted. You may not need them.
You always put extra salt on things.
Yeah, pop a little bit on.
I'll put it there. We can make a decision.
So fun fact for you, this is the first burger I've ever had on a Disney cruise. And that is very, very nicely done and very, very tasty. Would you like to try a bit?
Yes. Yes, I would.
We'll be back.
Paul has his chicken noodle soup. I'm going to let him make the one comment I know he's about to make. You want me to?
It's pasta! It's not noodles.
That's what they call noodles.
It's an impasta.
Oh, God. Do you want to try it? Because
sure.
the last time you had a Disney chicken noodle soup, it wasn't great. It's got proper bits of chicken in it.
Yeah, I will say that. That's quite... Let's just see if it's bland. In terms of flavour compared to when we had at the Grand Floridian, there's no difference.
Really?
It's still, even for like a chicken soup, it's got flavour, but you've got loads of carrot in there, celery, onion. It's almost like overcomplicating the soup, and it's not really a soup. It's I think I said this.
It's a broth.
It's more of a broth.
Yeah.
I will eat most of it because it's nice enough to eat. America, these aren't noodles.
Well, you think you normally have a chicken noodle soup if we go to a Chinese.
Correct.
So that's probably more of a Chinese-inspired one.
But they come in noodles, Dan.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Somebody needs to... I'll tell you what, we know some people who are from Asia on here. If they ordered this, they would be offended.
Yeah, they probably would.
This nice burger was top tier, by the way. Absolutely top tier. Would have that again.
I had a little taste of it and it was very nice. Very well seasoned.
I think our friends will not be joining us for the magician later.
Are they going to bed?
They go to bed. They are, like us, I think, struggling a bit with tiredness. But the good news is after Athens tomorrow, we get an hour back.
We do. We do. And all we're doing tomorrow is our excursion, which takes us around the whole of Athens.
Correct. And then once we've done that, because it's only 5.5 hours, so we should be back by about 1:30. We're quite out of the way of Athens, I think, once we're back. So yeah. I'm a little bit like, just get back on the ship sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, our...
Rainforest room.
Yes. Our excursion is a
hop-on. You might as well turn the camera to you now, don't you?
Okay. Hello. The rage. I'm going to drop kick him. I'm going to have to sit down. Because he knows. So the noises that people make when they eat sometimes make me angry. And he knows that. And he does this with a cup of tea.
Have you told them about the time I did it with a cup of tea, ended up choking and spat half the tea out over your TV and walls?
Yes. Yeah, our excursion is a hop-on, hop-off bus with skip-the-line entry to the Acropolis and...
Souvlaki as well.
Yeah, and a snack of some kind. Whether we like it is a completely different story, but we'll let you know. I'm waiting to see if Paul goes. Do we have to go to the magician? Do we have to go out?
No, I want to go to the magician.
Okay, that's that. Remember that when he sits there and goes, I want to go to bed.
No, as much as I want to go to bed and get some sleep, I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy. You said he's quite good, so...
Apparently, I don't know who he is, but apparently he's very good. You also had a nap, so you gained, 2 hours of sleep time. And our excursion tomorrow isn't as early. So I think what we'll try and do is show you a Cabanas breakfast, because we've not done that yet, and hopefully it might be a bit quieter. We'll probably bring it back down to the room, because we've learned that's the best thing to do.
I would say if Cabanas is open early, probably better to go early.
We'll see. We're talking like we're ending the video. We've still got like a good couple of hours yet, so we will see you shortly.
Had a bit of cheesecake. Will say I don't blame Dan for only taking 2 bites. Wasn't anything special. Didn't finish the chicken pasta soup. Let's actually call it what it was. It's chicken pasta soup. Didn't finish it, but to be honest, it was more like broth. But there was not a lot of substance to it. So
it smelled nice. It had a nice aroma.
I think the further down the bowl you got, like the flavour had apparently sunk to the bottom.
I needed to stir it.
I mean, I did give it a bit of a stir.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are now onto the cookies.
They bake these fresh every day.
Yeah, do you want to show them? Everyone knows what a cookie looks like, but
they're something.
So yeah.
Pretty good.
So we're gonna have these with the milk that we've got, and then we're just gonna relax a little bit until we go to see the magician at 10:30. That's when we'll next see you. Probably won't be able to film in there.
I don't know.
I mean, Flyboys, just once again, Flyboys are phenomenal. We
didn't talk about it, did we?
talked a little bit about it when I went up to deck, but they were brilliant. 2 guys from Wiltshire, 1 from Gloucestershire, 1 from Wales.
None of them were from Wiltshire. I didn't think he was. Either way.
It was good.
They were really good. I actually asked, we saw the assistant cruise director on the way out, and I was like, are they here in August? Because I want to see them again. He said they might be, so.
Yeah, he said they're on and off over the next few months. So
Yeah.
benefit, I guess, of being UK based is it's not expensive to fly them out. They are available on Instagram as well, so it's Flyboys official. Sorry, the Flyboys.
But they were really good. They were really funny.
Oh yeah, they were. They're really good.
Really funny. Their dancing was really good.
Yeah.
Singing, amazing. Like, brilliant. I'd go watch them back home.
Yeah, I would as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really good. So yeah, we are properly on our way out of Mykonos now, heading towards Praes. You can tell that we are heading away from Mykonos because the sea is getting calmer.
Yeah, we're probably also going a bit slower now because we don't need to go as far, do we?
No, that's true. So yeah, we're due to dock tomorrow. He said all
Ship clearance at
6, so it's early.
It's just over there.
Yeah.
I've still got full signal on my phone.
That's interesting. I haven't.
I've got 1 bar now, but I did have full signal. So we're clearly near land.
Enough.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put it up on the TV once we finish watching what we're watching.
Yeah.
We'll show you sort of where we are, where we're situated.
Yeah. So you may be wondering how all of a sudden both of our tops have changed.
Disney magic.
You may be wondering why it's daylight outside.
Disney magic.
No.
Disney
Fantasy.
fantasy.
Essentially, we were sitting there watching the video on the treasure, and before we knew it, it was 20 to 11. And I just turned to Dan and said, is there any point?
I also saw this morning that one of the documentary on Lookout Key is on there.
Okay.
And we don't get that. So go
Something
have
else
to
just
watch
to watch.
that.
Overall, though, reflections on this video. We're still waiting to hear about Delos Island. We'll probably hear about that tomorrow, I think. We'll probably have a conversation with them tomorrow.
I had a notification in my app that was like, we've got your complaint, basically, and we'll be in touch. So I don't think they're open during port days.
No.
So it'll be a tomorrow job when we're at sea.
Yes, which is fine.
When we get an hour of sleep back.
All in all, though, Mykonos, again, stunning town. Really pretty, really scenic. You said that yourself, didn't you?
Very Greek. Very Greek. Everything's white and blue. It was nice. Busy.
Yes, very busy.
Too many ships.
And I think as well you can tell why it's called the Isle of Winds or the Windy Isle or something like that. They definitely give it that name for a reason.
Don't wear a dress.
No, and
Or wear a long dress.
yes, that seemed to be the preferred option of several ladies, and it seemed to be okay. But yeah, just brace yourself. If you do suffer from motion sickness a little bit, the taxi crossings to Mykonos from the port are a little bit rough, as are the transfers to Delos Island. They're a little bit rough too.
Don't sit outside.
Highly recommend always sitting inside.
Or wear a poncho.
Yeah, Yeah, do that too. That's
Or a
fine.
swimsuit.
Yeah, or a shower cap.
And some goggles.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or a snorkel kit. That would be better.
Uh,
You can breathe.
room service was good. We'll cover off a little bit more about that at the start of the next video. But yeah, other than that, room service was good. Nice change to do something different.
There were birds.
And on that note, so we will see you on the next video. Again, if you've got any questions about the video, either drop them in the comments below. Email is travelswithdannyandpaul@gmail.com, or don't forget to talk to you. Yeah, Oceaneer Club on Instagram.
Follow me.
Yeah.
For all the Disney cruise info. And other stuff, but mostly Disney cruise. All we do.
Right, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.